This episode is brought to you by SafeJet, the operators of the anti-dump mechanism that you see all other DeFi projects copying. SafeJet is the safest coin in the crypto game, protecting you from your whales and chart manipulators. That way your investment is still there in the morning. Free travel, cash giveaways, an experienced and doxed team also lets you lock, fly, and land with SafeJet. For more information, visit safejet.io, link in the description below.
This my two Satoshis, who need 2 cents when they can get double from stacking Toshis, yeah.
What's going on, people? Welcome to my two Satoshis with default. Coming to you once again with another market analysis video. In this video, I'm going to get into why I believe the price of Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market is going to accelerate to the downside again. Starting with Bitcoin, as I explained in the last video, this price action has been very predictable. Since the top of November, we've hit multiple fibs from your Fibonacci retracement tool. And every time we just have consolidated and sold off again. And it really looks like we're doing the same thing currently with the current price action. You're looking at the Bitcoin chart on the weekly. Last few weeks, going into your fourth week, you've just been consolidating under your 200 moving average. Just not bullish price action, not things you want to see if you're a bull. Going into the daily time scale, you can see that consolidation. And scrolling into the 4 hour, I have actually forming another rising wedge, similar to the pattern that formed at around the 30K area. And it just consolidated for like a month and rolled over, and we got to these levels, tested these levels as support, and it's really just mimicking the previous price action. And so there's just really nothing, whether it's the pattern, whether there's looking at your indicators like your MACD and RSI, there's not much to hang your hat on to expect higher prices in the near term. So it's really just this market is just right now is pretty much dead for the most part. Just going back to the daily, it's very important that we maintain prices above this. This is say around 19K area. This is the previous 2017 high, weekly close high on this chart. Other charts, the price is a little bit different, but on this chart it's around 19K. We break below that, close below that, odds are we're going to be seeing this 13,800, 13,900 area before we get any type of significant bounce or a significant rally, simply because if you look at the weekly time scale, there's just not any support. There's some support around 16K, but other than that, and that's not the strongest support. The more strongest support is this 14, like around 14K area. It's just not looking like a strong market. And the other assets in the crypto market are not. Some of them are looking a little more positive, like Ethereum. But when you start to turn on your indicators, looking on Ethereum, let's go to the 4 hour. The 4 hour, you can see that it is forming an ascending triangle, with Bitcoin looking weak. With the fact that it's in a rising wedge, it's going to be hard for this pattern to play out bullishly. Another knock against Ethereum right now is when you go to the daily and you look at the MACD. You did have some MACD bullish divergence that played out fairly weakly with your price action. You didn't get a significant rally, but also you're starting to develop some hidden bearish divergence. You're starting to lose momentum on your MACD on the daily. So it's just not looking like a strong market at all. And you also have some hidden bearish divergence on the daily as well. So usually when you have these type of signals on your significant time scales, it's just a signal that it's a continuation more to the downside. So, and when you go to ETH BTC chart, you still haven't made this measure move of this breakout from this pattern from this consolidation for over a year, and you're right near support. And also looking on the daily, you did have some MACD bullish divergence that played out, and all it developed to was more Again, hidden bearish divergence on the daily. Not so much so for, well, also with your RSI as well. Unless you start to rally, this is going to play out to the downside and it's going to be significant. Just going back to the Ethereum's USD, one of the assets I've been looking at more only recently has been BNB. I posted this on Twitter. As you can see on the 4-hour, there is this rising wedge. You're in this support zone that is very critical. And when you go to a weekly, you'll see why it's critical, because if you break this zone of support, your next real support is not till $38. It's really a zone from $38 to like $46, but that is your 2018 high. And you can see the price action when we broke this previous high. It tested as support and went parabolic, and we just, BNB has just been consolidating for the past over a year now, just sideways, and hasn't broken down as much as other assets. But this is a potential 80% decline in value if it does break. There's really, if you look left, there's just nothing there for support. I don't know fundamentally what's going on with BNB, but at 80% move to the downside, I would figure some news is coming out on Binance Coin or with the Binance platform. I don't know what it is, but it's not going to be positive. So this is one thing, like I said, this is one asset I've been paying attention to, and it's really like on the edge of breaking out bearishly as I do this video. So something to take note of. Also, just to give you an update on Tron. Still been following this asset, and as you can see, we falsely broke down out of this consolidation that we have been in since, I believe, April 2021. Just been consolidating, haven't broken down. It's been one, again, like BNB hasn't broken down as much as other assets, but as you can see, going back to the 4-hour, after you rebounded, you formed a channel, and you're breaking out that channel bearishly now. So the measure move of the channel is back to your support at the bottom, I believe, or near that support. Probably going to test that support. But again, just like with BNB, if you break this consolidation bearishly, it's a significant drop, over 74% drop. I know there have been some issues already with Tron with their stablecoin. Maybe that issue comes to fruition again, or maybe it's just people are exiting this asset simply because crypto market is just super bearish right now, and you really don't have an edge. Technically, fundamentally, nothing has changed. Don't see any value still in the crypto market. One asset that is really reflecting that a lot is the dollar. I've been mentioning how on a monthly that we potentially had what is called a break hook and go, is when you break out of a pattern, you break back in to like basically back test it, and you break out and you shoot for your measure move, which is 120. We're at 108 right now. The dollar is super bullish right now. It's really the only asset that is bullish, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime soon, honestly. If you look left here on the monthly, we just broken this area of resistance. It was like around, using a wick, it was around like 10, close to like 107. Actually, it's more left here. Breaking this 107.50 area. There's not much resistance looking left. There's just not much major resistance really until your potential target. That's not boding well for risk-on assets, not boding well for the cryptocurrency market. It just doesn't look good. Really, my analysis hasn't changed, and I don't see anything changing that analysis, unless, going back to BTC before I end the video, just going back to the lower time frames. I mean, you will have to break this rising wedge bullishly, and so the area to look for to break above is around 22,400. If you break above that area bullishly, then we can get a significant rally. I think this measure move brings you to like the 27K area, if I'm not mistaken. If somehow a miracle happened and this market turned around, but it really doesn't look like that's going to play out. But it's just something that you just got to be aware of. You break this, rising wedge, we're probably going to that 16K area. That's just what I'm seeing right now in these markets. Within the crypto market, it's not bullish. Hasn't been bullish since November, but that's what I'm seeing. And hopefully things change, but I don't expect it to. And really until the next video, hope you're staying safe out there. And let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. But until then, peace.